Good morning. It's March 26th, and this is your daily brief in science. Here's everything you need to know. For the first time, scientists have documented that rig sharks, or Mustelus lenticulatus, produce deliberate clicking noises, challenging the long-held belief that sharks are silent creatures. Led by Dr. Carolyn Nieder from the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute, the research team conducted studies in New Zealand's estuaries, where they observed these clicking sounds during behavioral experiments. The clicking noises reached volumes up to 166 decibels, comparable to the sound of a handgun, and were primarily recorded when the sharks were handled, suggesting these clicks may be a response to distress. On average, the sharks emitted about 9 clicks in a 20-second span, likely resulting from the clacking of their flattened teeth, which are adapted for cracking crustacean shells. Scott Tyndale, a New Zealand fisher and researcher, has also noted these clicking sounds in the wild. He proposed that the sounds could mimic the clicks of snapping shrimp to attract prey. Interestingly, about 70% of the clicks occurred alongside calm body movements, while some were produced without any visible motion, leaving the exact purpose of the sounds uncertain. Related species, such as rays and skates, are known to produce similar clicking sounds when disturbed, indicating that sound production may serve as a warning signal or distress call. This discovery adds to a growing body of evidence that some cartilaginous fish, including rays and skates, can produce sounds, suggesting that vocalization might be an ancient trait among these species. The study emphasizes the emerging field of fish acoustics, revealing that many fish species are capable of complex vocalizations for various behavioral reasons. The clicks emitted by rig sharks fall within a frequency range of 2,400 to 18,500 Hz, which is above their own hearing range, raising questions about whether they can hear the sounds they produce. Nieder plans to conduct further experiments to explore the triggers for these clicks and investigate other shark species in their natural habitats. The rig shark is commonly found in New Zealand's coastal waters and plays a crucial role in the local commercial fishing industry, often referred to as lemon shark in fish and chip shops. A recent breakthrough in spinal cord injury treatment has emerged from researchers at Keio University in Tokyo, allowing a fully paralyzed man to stand and begin walking again. This pioneering trial, led by neuroscientist Hideyuki Okano, has been supported by the Japanese government since 2019 and builds on earlier successes seen in monkey trials. The clinical trial involved 4 adult men with complete spinal cord injuries, all of whom had lost motor and sensory function below the injury site. Each participant received an injection of 2 million neural precursor cells derived from reprogrammed adult tissue shortly after their injuries occurred. This innovative treatment utilizes induced pluripotent stem, or iPS cells, which are adult cells reprogrammed to act like embryonic stem cells, enabling them to develop into various cell types. Over a year of follow-up revealed significant improvements, with no serious side effects reported, although 2 participants did not show substantial recovery. Notably, one individual improved to level D on the American Spinal Injury Association impairment scale, allowing him to stand independently and train to walk. Another participant reached level C, demonstrating partial movement. While full trial results are pending publication in a peer-reviewed journal, early improvements have sparked cautious optimism among experts. Preliminary analyses suggest the treatment may be effective, but experts stress the need for larger trials to confirm these findings and account for natural recovery. Neuroscientist James St. John emphasized the importance of further research to assess the effectiveness of iPS cells across different spinal injuries. With around 900,000 people sustaining spinal cord injuries globally in 2019 and approximately 20 million living with varying degrees of impairment, this research could have profound implications for future treatment options. A recent study has uncovered a significant link between human papillomavirus, or HPV, and an increased risk of heart disease. This research indicates that individuals who test positive for HPV are more likely to develop cardiovascular conditions, raising important questions about non-conventional risk factors in heart health. Dr. Akinfenwa, who led the study, emphasize the need to consider HPV as a risk factor, particularly since approximately 20% of cardiovascular disease cases remain unexplained by traditional risk factors. HPV is primarily transmitted through intimate contact and is well known for its role in causing various cancers. While the CDC recommends vaccination for children and teens, many adults are unvaccinated due to age restrictions. Presented at the American College of Cardiology's annual scientific session, this study is the first comprehensive meta-analysis to synthesize data from nearly 250,000 patients across 7 global studies conducted from 2011 to 2024. This extensive analysis represents the largest investigation into the association between HPV and cardiovascular diseases to date. The included studies span multiple countries, including the US, South Korea, Brazil, and Australia, with follow-up periods ranging from 3 to 17 years. They specifically focused on the relationship between HPV status and cardiovascular outcomes. Dr. Akinfenwa will present the findings of this pivotal study titled Human Papillomavirus Infection and Cardiovascular Diseases, a meta-analysis of effect sizes from 249,366 patients, on March 31, 2025, at 12 p.m. Central Time during the ACC session. A recent study has revealed alarming parallels between adults with ADHD and early-stage dementia. Researchers found that individuals with ADHD exhibit brain changes such as elevated iron levels and increased neurofilament light chain, or NFL, in their blood, which are also seen in dementia patients. This research highlights the urgent need for early diagnosis and management of ADHD. By addressing ADHD symptoms early, there is potential to improve quality of life and mitigate long-term cognitive health risks for those affected. Professor Paul G. Unshold, who led the study, emphasizes the importance of understanding the mechanisms that may contribute to the increased dementia risk among individuals with ADHD. Dementia remains a pressing global health issue, impacting approximately 55 million people worldwide. Alzheimer's disease accounts for 60 to 70% of these cases, with nearly 10 million new diagnoses each year. ADHD, which affects around 3.5% of adults, is marked by difficulties in attention, impulsivity, and hyperactivity, with symptoms often persisting into adulthood. This study serves as a crucial reminder of the interconnectedness of mental health and cognitive decline, urging further investigation into how ADHD may influence long-term brain health. New research presented at the American College of Cardiology's annual scientific session reveals a troubling connection between microplastics exposure and chronic non-communicable diseases such as high blood pressure, diabetes, and stroke. Lead author Sai Rahul Ponnana from Case Western Reserve School of Medicine highlighted that microplastics exposure significantly impacts cardiovascular health, ranking among the top 10 predictors of chronic diseases when evaluating various socioeconomic and environmental factors. The study analyzed microplastics concentrations in water bodies along the U.S. East, West, and Gulf coasts, as well as lake shores, from 2015 to 2019, focusing on areas with documented pollution levels. Researchers utilized data from 555 census tracts to correlate these microplastics concentrations with health conditions based on CDC statistics from 2019. They found a positive correlation with high blood pressure, diabetes, and stroke, while cancer did not show a consistent link. A dose-response relationship was indicated, suggesting that higher concentrations of microplastics correspond with a greater prevalence of these diseases. However, the study notes that causation remains unverified, necessitating further investigation. Ponnana stressed the need to reduce plastic production and ensure proper disposal to minimize microplastics exposure, acknowledging that complete avoidance is impractical due to their widespread presence. This research emphasizes the significant influence of environmental factors on health, particularly cardiovascular health, advocating for environmental care as a means to enhance personal health. Microplastics, defined as tiny plastic fragments ranging from 1 nanometer to 5 millimeters, originate from the breakdown of larger plastic items and enter the environment through sources like packaging and consumer products. The findings suggest that microplastic pollution poses an emerging health threat, comparable in risk to factors such as minority race and lack of health insurance regarding stroke risk. Additionally, another study at the conference found a strong correlation between microplastics in heart artery plaques and the risk of serious cardiovascular events, indicating a potential role in heart disease. Panana's findings will be presented on March 30, 2025, alongside another study by Isha Naknani, which suggests a correlation between microplastics in heart artery plaques and cardiovascular risks, to be presented on March 31, 2025. This has been your daily brief in science. To read more about these stories, follow the links in the episode bio. You can also subscribe to these updates via email at www.brief.news. For more daily podcasts about the topics you love, visit brief.news/podcasts. Tune in tomorrow. We'll be back with everything you need to know.